What's popular YouTube? Another day, another demo. I'm here in Copenhagen. We made it after being stuck in Turkey for 32 hours. Made it all the way here. Gotten tested 800 times since. I'm still clean. We're good. Everybody got tested today with a rapid test at the studio. Anders is here. Scrawny's here. Banks, Pimp, Maniac. All production, all of our familiar faces that we know and love are all here at Blast. And we're ready to get the culmination event of 2020. I think people called me crazy. I don't know if it's because I was calling 2021 2020 or if it was because the event, I was referring to the event. But the Blast Global Finals is technically the culmination of the 2020 calendar. Of course, it's a very busy calendar. There's so many events that this one's actually gotten pushed into the next year. That's how crazy it's gotten. Of course, that's something. Hopefully that doesn't happen again next year. You don't want to have an event right after a player break, ideally. But the upside is that we get some insane storylines coming into this event, and that's what we want to talk about today. On top of catching up a little bit. So since the last time that we spoke, I've of course uploaded a vlog. There's been a 3-day break, not uploading to the channel, and I have been extremely jet lagged for pretty much this entire time. So here's what the YouTube channel looks like. 4 days ago was the last video, and this is in Toronto. This is the next one. So this is the end of this day. Yesterday, I could have recorded a video, but I had this one up. The day before, I was in Istanbul, I think. Yeah, so I guess this makes the most sense. I've got everything set up right now. Lighting's not too bad. It's, of course, the same room. It's actually a different room in the building, but and the layout is actually mirrored. So last time, I mean, it doesn't matter to you, but the last time it was on this wall and like the painting was on this wall, and that's pretty much the one of two layouts in this apartment. Maybe I do a room tour or something. Did you guys like the vlog? That's a question that I had because Nathan had fun editing it, and I think he did a really, really good job considering my shitty footage that I recorded vertically for the first half of the video. I think he really saved it, and I think that was fun. I would like to do that more. I actually cut Connor's hair. I cut Scrawny's hair because all the barbers are closed here. So I gave an emergency Rona haircut. That's going to be uploaded to the channel, I think, our YouTube channel. But yeah, apart from that, it's just back to regularly scheduled programming here. And excited. I'm excited. I've got 2 monitors this time. Thank God. It's actually helps the light a little bit too. The 2 monitors, 6 consoles, lamp here. I got the Pixar lamp over here. Bigger desk. It's a bit more comfortable. Yeah. I need to get like a humidifier or something for this place because I wake up and feel like death in this apartment. Maybe because it's just like air's a little bit drier in Copenhagen. Do you guys have any tips for that? Do you guys have experience like being in a place with dry air or just like a stuffy apartment? Like I have a balcony. I have like a thing to open up the air flow a little bit into the room, but it doesn't help that much. I have to drink tons of water and I still get dehydrated. Somebody help me. Okay, if you have any idea, let me know. So what do we have to catch up on? Now it's already so late into the night. I want to make sure to get this video out. Well, we've got a few cool things. Number 1, Blame It 6. This was pretty cool. I don't know where I had him, actually. Let me go ahead and check. I'll pull up my spreadsheets. I think I might have had him at number 6 for HLTV, at least. Was I actually right about that one? Well, a broken clock is right twice a day, or whatever the fuck. So, let's see if... Let me open up Google Sheets and see if I had him at number 6. I think I did have him at number 6 for HLTV, if I'm not crazy. Maybe I had him at number 7. Number 6. I had him at number 6. I was right about that. Okay, yes. He was a bit more lower down for me just because, okay, Config got snubbed. I'm thinking Config is like the biggest snub this year. For me, this was like the biggest one, I feel like. The Config Mantu, even Shocks. Dude, 1 Vitality player in the top 20. Pretty surprising. I'm kind of okay with some of the other ones, but yeah, I've got to fill this out too. Wow, we're so behind. I mean, I'm done. We did 20 videos, a big series, but okay. So yeah, that's and then we've got Blame F. Rops actually came in at. Wait a second. Did Rops come? Whoa, hold on. Hold on a second. First of all, everyone should read these articles. By the way, they're really awesome. Let's go to the front page of HLTV, and you can read the articles there. So I think Robs actually comes in at 7, Blame at 6. Nico at 4, Electronic at 5. Electronic at 5. So even higher than I had him. And yeah, Nico at 4, that makes sense. Device at 3, easy peasy. This is the one that's a big question. I think that Simple might get number 1 because of that. Oh, let me show you guys something. So maybe we talk about this for a second. Somebody had linked me a thing on HLTV, a good thread on HLTV that talked about what the idea might have been behind how the players are rated. And they had some ideas about that. So let me go ahead and see if I can find it, because that was a pretty interesting thread. I might have taken that into my main messages. Hold on. Oof, can't leak this. Can't leak this. Okay, yeah, shout out to Ecstasy J. ECSTSYJ for this. Just linked it to me in a DM. Okay, so okay. Okay, so this is a big thread, so I can't exactly remember what part of this is what we want to look at, but in HLTV ranking attempt, so I think there was something that said here there's specific events that got rated very, very heavily that they called the Elite 8 events. And maybe I should have looked over this before I went. I'm not going over this now. But it kind of explained how you could be from NA or a different region and still rank very highly in HLTV top 20. They specifically pointed out that they didn't want to penalize someone for something that they couldn't control. So that's what they had. That was like a way of making it fair. It's almost kind of like giving out regional slots in a major or something, like giving everyone a chance. To be like rated in some way to make them a little bit more even. But that resulted in what we would call snubs, of course. And I do want to say, like, HLTV put tons of time into this, and they think about what the community is going to think. They think about what they think is objectively right. And, we may never agree, on where they're coming from, but I think we have to respect how much time they do put into thinking about, their way of going about it, and also that this is a year where there's not going to be a perfect answer no matter how you slice it. Like, I think at least I would say that, Elysian, you're world-class players this year, but in my own system of how I rate those players in a top 20 list, I can't really justify putting them in there because I rate these European tournaments so heavily. So in some sense, more of the NA presence doesn't make me mad, because like lots of Furia players make sense. Elige did play extremely well, but Elige being so high and so many NA players means that there were European snubs. That's the issue. But I don't want this to be like bringing hate on HLTV. And I think, again, this is just supposed to be for fun and to create some discourse and introduce some conversation. So the storylines are even more interesting between, friends and our community and everything in this year. But like these articles that come out of it are so great, where they detail the history of players. They have interviews with them. They talk about their explanation for why they're in their placing. These are amazing, and they come out every year. They're actually a great historical resource on the website. So yeah. I mean, this is a lot of work goes into these. And yeah, I think we have to remember that this is something that we know it's just fun for us to talk about, and it's fun for us to get mad about, and fun for us to argue about. And it should never be a situation where it's like it's not fun anymore. I think that's an important thing. And and just recognizing that there is like work behind this too. Like this is something they have to do, and they do put a lot of effort into it. And even if like the wrong player gets appreciated, you still get to get so much about this player that's in the top 20 that it's awesome to learn. So yeah, anyways, there was a couple of things here that pointed out that, like, for example, a event that we talked about a lot when I was doing the top 20 videos, DreamHack Open Fall 2020. It was an RMR event. It was a tiny event. And DreamHack Open Fall. Okay, and then I'll just go to the main page. A very, very stacked event. Incredibly difficult run for Heroic to get to first place. I think they had to play 27 maps or something. Something absolutely absurd, like the amount of maps that they had to play for DreamHack Open Fall. Okay, so 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, 17, 19, 22. I'm just like making sure it's still the same event. 24, 27, 27 maps. Astralis, G2, North Sprout, Big, Nip, Astralis again, 2-1 series, and Vitality, best of 5 grand finals, 5 maps. To win 33 grand. Which you boil that down to like players and a coach, you got 5 grand a piece. It's nothing. For how stacked this tournament was, and people are guessing that this was an event that wasn't rated heavily as an elite event from the year, because there's Kato, I guess, Blast, Spring Series, IEM Global Challenge, ESL 1 Cologne, and a couple of others, but I don't think this one was as much. But that doesn't make sense if that's true. So something to consider. I'll link this. I'll link this. I'm gonna forget. I'll try to remember. I'm gonna link this. Okay, so that was Blame's article. Cloud9 released Woxic. This was something that already got announced, and I was like, Cloud9 moving a little bit fast. But this is something that's happening. They put out, Henry put out an official statement saying that there was just a lot of problems that were compounding, and said that it came down to, like, I guess where he lived, like in terms of the ping and stuff like that. And then I'm sure there was some other stuff. Tried to be somewhat transparent. Some of this stuff might be personal, whatever. But yeah, this is over and done with. I don't know. There was doubts about Woxic for sure, and I had my personal gripes and criticisms with him. I still think that it should have been something that went on for a bit longer. It feels like his and Kassad's presence on the team was a bit ephemeral for how much went into building the roster. But at the same time, in these last winter months, it was not an easy time to build a roster, and they absolutely had the right idea and like making sure to nail down a free opper. Woxic seemed like the best choice. And I think he is, I don't know. So I think he is free to go now. So that is nice. So allowing him to focus on whatever he wants to pursue next without pressures of the bench or any obligations with his previous employer. There it is. Terminate his contract. I mean, that's really nice. I guess, does that mean there's no buyout? Like no buyout for another team? Because that would actually be like that would be huge. Like not keeping him under the contract, considering they terminated him so early. Maybe that's something they owed to him, but still, I think that should be noted. That's actually a really, really cool thing. But yeah, they're moving on. They made a hard decision, and Alex, I think, is going to be opping on the team, which I personally don't like at all. But we could see, and it's not because I don't think Alex would be a great opper. It's because I think like he was super sick rifling on TD side. And I don't know. I personally not looking forward to this. But dedicated oppers that can fit into whatever system he wants, and it might be too hard. So we'll see. Let's see what Alex can do. I mean, would Ziwu have been so good if not for Alex? Probably, but maybe Alex learned from Ziwu in some of their games they played at the beginning of the year. Okay, so what are we doing today? Celebrating Device getting number 3 in the world. Dude, this guy, guess who's got the longest HLTV sliding bar? It is exactly Dupree, not Device. Because he's got a placing here in 2013 at number 18. Apart from that, their accomplishments are indistinguishable. And Device has just been incredibly consistent, of course, since 2015 with top 5 placing finishes every single time. And what can you say about that one? 4 times major winner, 2000, if they're, what can you say, man? What can you say? The longevity, the consistency, the quality of turnouts. Even when his teams were shit, he was carrying them. Like, he is a star player. He's not like a boosted player. He has actually been the reason that his team has been consistent. And that's saying a lot considering his team. And of course, it's the perfect roster, right? You have the best IGL, you have the best opper for that team, you have the whatever, like multiple top 20 players outside of that, effectively, that you could argue would still be able to be top 20 players on other teams. Like maybe less so when you think about like Glave's maybe not a top 20 player, but in terms of course, how important he is. There's an argument for like Glaive most important player of all time, with what he's proved with the major wins, right? Whereas Device is just like individual skill alone, talking about his EVPs, MVPs, deep tournament runs, accomplishments, stats purely, even though he's not touch number one. In terms of somebody did a points chart for this, he's got the most points in terms of who's had most consistent highest placings of all time. Get Right is right behind him now after this year. So yeah, it's an interesting conversation, something to think about. But yeah, we all know Device is sick. So whoa, who's this? Honda. Well, what happened here is that on Furia, Junior, unfortunately, Junior, the guy who just made a video about to come into the Blast Global Finals today, $600,000 first place event, $1 million prize pool event, cannot play versus G2 tomorrow that I'm casting. And they have to use a sub. The sub is Honda. Now, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. He's only got 2 HLTV recorded matches in Brazil. We're gonna watch one of them. The stats were decent here, or whatever, for whatever it's worth. We don't know how much he's scrimmed with Furia. I don't have much context. Anybody who's Portuguese, who's in the comments, there are some of you who have given some excellent insight for me in the past. If you have any context on who he is, I'm not here to be like, this guy's a nobody and whatever. You guys know the Portuguese scene. Literally, like, there's no way that Furia literally picked a random person. Of course, they must know him from something, whether it's scrim history, a friend of a teammate, if there's events that aren't recorded or whatever. Like, there must be something here for him to be like first pick after Junior. Maybe it's an emergency situation and he's the only one who can fly out. I don't know. Who is he? Somebody help me out. We're going to watch his gameplay at least and talk about that. But yeah, what I know at least is that he seems to be a bit of a Mirage Andy. Okay, this guy does put up some pretty consistent numbers on Mirage, at least in the 2 maps that he plays, especially on the T side, 16 and 19 kill halves. So we'll look at this one, him on Daytona Pound versus Santos, and see what the deal is. Just to get some more context, what I'm casting, I can talk about Honda. Poor went out for Junior. It's a sad day. It's so sad. I mean, it's actually not even a joke. Like, how horrible would that be? Such a big opportunity to be able to play on Furia, and you can't even play because why can't you play? Because of a visa issue or something. It has something to do with COVID, something to do with traveling. Ooh. Oh, that was a great shot. I think we're spectating the wrong person. Great start. Okay. Here we are in the post plant. On the T side, of course, we're spectating the CT side. I'm going to flip off X-Ray because we don't do that on this channel. I didn't go for an HLAE demo because I really wanted to see what was going on with the whole team. Just to get as much context as possible on like what kind of level this is in terms of gameplay. But this is a wrap, right? Okay, well, that's a great shot by Keys at least. And spec show X-Ray is the command. We're going to back on the game. I'm going to skip forward. And we're going to check out what happens here on the anti-eco. So the T's are setting up now to go out towards mid, crossing with 4. Nobody holding a ramp push here, but again, anti-eco. I think they punished an underpass play. I'm going to move on forward. And they're making the quick decision to get back over towards A. We've got the white plus crosshair. This is not something that I've seen a pro use yet, personally. White, rare just because sometimes it disappears when you have very light textures. A plus when it could be a standard crosshair or a dot. Instead, you've got the plus, amalgamating the two. I don't know if amalgamating is a word, but don't try to stop language from evolving. Okay, it's going to evolve whether you like it or not. Smashing together words is just something that's that you're gonna have to get used to. And we know we do a lot of improvising on this channel right here. So there are going to be some real Frankenstein creations of words that we wish never came to be right here on this channel. Okay, so Honda jumping out. There's a player below him dies. Here we're looking to duel. He's looking very, very sharp. You do love to see that. Just holding on to this angle for as tight as he possibly can. Look at the 4 NIP stickers. A fan of NIP here. Which major is that? I wonder if that's an E-League major or something. But, yeah. Anyways, he's really just standing out in the open. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, of course. It's not something you would always do. But on a round like that, it doesn't really matter that much. All right. And, oh, I didn't even think about this. Is he opping? So, I mean, of course, that makes even more sense, right? He's replacing Junior. But I thought they would just have Art Primary instead. So, of course, we know that Art Primaries on, no, not primaries, almost never. But he will often buy the op alongside Henny on most maps. And on Cat, on Mirage, he'll double op with them. Art on Cat. But I didn't realize I didn't know Honda was an opper, so that's really good to learn already. We can see what happens tomorrow. It's always fun to watch an opper go up against a kind of upper echelon. I mean, this is going to be a huge freaking challenge, man. He's got to play against G2. Oh, that's not an easy pick to find. Okay, I will say that. You see how far the rotations are for the CT side? And how he cleared that, that was definitely a spot where most people would die. Okay, that's interesting. The retake, it's still on, it looks like. Or is it? Well, I guess not if Honda has anything to say about it. And they don't even have a chance to retake. They took too long to organize that. They're a little bit far in the rotations. Committed with one player, that was strange. And Honda dies pushing into Palace. So, okay. No big deal. Every round he dies makes it even more interesting because he had like a 19 kill half. So every time he dies without getting a kill, it just adds on to the amount of kills he'll probably get in following rounds all at the same time. Oh, man. I really struggled to get to the computer to do this video. I mean, I had everything almost set up for a while, but I've been sleeping in the middle of the day. Jet lag hit me so hard this time. It's totally random, like how jet lag works, no matter what you do. I've heard all the tips. I've tried everything. It's, drinking a lot of water, sleeping when you can. I think those are the best two things, but sometimes it just hits you really hard, and this is one of those times. So I was hoping to just be sorted out by today, but I'm still very, very tired. And I've got to wake up tomorrow morning to get some content done. But don't worry. Eyes glued to the screen. If anything happens, I'll be sure to talk about it. But yeah, I've got to do some content tomorrow, like 8 in the morning. And then I cast at like 7 or something. So I won't be able to sleep in, which kind of sucks. Very clean shot here by Honda. We're going to post up and wait. We don't necessarily have a strong position. It strengthens by having a teammate clear out jungle for him. This allows Honda to move a little bit. So we can see some good coordination already in the 2v2. That's nice. And look at his teammate doing it all. Now he's going to push the CT. This would be the prime real estate, really, because push the jungle, not a super safe plant spot to be had. And they actually want to trade that out as well, which is cool. Okay, the info on the first player is good enough. He's going to plant the bomb, takes a small risk. Oh my God, he actually hits that into connector. Some good awareness. Jumping up on the box. Waiting. The op is going to turn in the corner. He's just trying to find a timing here. And it looks like he might be able to find it. Yeah, he does. Man, that's actually a really impressive couple of rounds here from Honda. You have to believe that Gary, somebody had vetted this guy. I don't know where he came from. I don't want to feel stupid and be like, you don't know about Honda? You noob. Honda's been around the scene for years. I mean, I'm sorry if that's the case. I didn't know. I'd like to know more. That's why I'm here, okay? Humbly learning, absorbing, amalgamating the demo. Wow. Seen some very, very nice stuff here. I'd say crosshair placement, maybe the most impressive part. Leadify messaged me and they're like, they wanted me to do a video on eye disbalance because apparently he has the highest crosshair, like the lowest or best crosshair placement rating of any pro player on average. And that's not something, that's like something even in the tier 2, it wouldn't matter. You know, tier 2, tier 1, crosshair placement is something that I wouldn't really change. Okay, bomb delivery into the market, which is good enough. Oh, okay. Cause is just going to get both kills. Beautiful stuff. But, yeah, I think that's what I'm kind of seeing from Honda right now. The way he's clearing angles, it seems like it's absolutely perfect. His pre-aims are almost ideal every single time. And it's also just resulting in kills. He's not just like clearing the right angle and then missing a shot. Going, oh my God, my crosshair placement was so good, but I wasn't prepared to shoot. He seems like he's always ready. And he always, he's always hitting the shot right now. Really making a case for this crosshair. Let's see how he plays this. Ooh, well, really talking. Ooh, well, can we go to repeat again? Ooh, well, we'll just quickly. It's not really feeding into our narrative right now. Okay, so why don't we just just scoot by that real quick? Forget that one ever happened. We all have off days, guys. No one's perfect. Even simple misses. Let's pretend that round never ever happened. Tomorrow versus G2, it's not going to be like that. It's not even going to be close. You serious? There's no chance. That was just so that, G2, they're going to watch his best half. G2 probably going to, sit around the campfire, watch this video together to help prepare. And they're going to see that round, they're going to get too confident. Wow, this Honda guy, he sucks. Did you see that round? He missed like 4 shots in a row on a deagling player on an anti-eco when they really needed him. Launders was bigging up his crosshair placement, talking about how sick he was, and he just did that. But then Honda knew that a long time ago because his game sense is so high that he was just setting it up to hit him with this gut punch in the next round. Oh, you let your guard down, G2? Watch my demo on Launders' YouTube channel. Another day, another demo. Well, guess what? Now I'm going to pull out a rifle and do something even more impressive. And he does seem pretty damn versatile, I will say. The rifling looks just as crispy. He doesn't look like a JDM. Spray looks clean. I think this has been a very, very fun game to watch. And it has amped me up. It has sufficiently primed me to be excited for tomorrow's match. Definitely. I'm a fan. I'm probably going to be, because I just watched this one demo where he played really well, I'm probably going to just hype him up. I'm going to overrate him so heavily when we get into that match versus it's going to be disgusting. You won't be able to listen to me. I'm going to be unbearable talking about how sick Honda is at Counter-Strike. As if we've been best friends, as if he came to my bar mitzvah. I'm not Jewish. I don't know. I've been to a couple my brother's. I've been to my nephew's bar mitzvahs. Okay. I have the card. I can make the jokes. Well, we got significant T control on the A site, except this one tricky position on the A ramp. But our number 1 guy is going to get shot in the back unless he responds. What is happening here? How do you have the A site like this and not be aware of the A ramp presence or where the players are? It's a little bit messy. My God, they're just getting mowed down inside the ramp. This should never happen with a split like this. And then they eventually lose. That's when, just looking at them. That's why I wanted to have the mini map open. That's the kind of round, this is not going to happen. G2 for Furia, right? If it does, G2 are throwing. So that's, a little bit straight. Obviously it just, it's not perfect, but okay. Somehow the D-Eagles seem to be good enough. Oh my God, that's the A side open. Daytona Bound, Pound are maybe they're just heavy favorites in this matchup. Maybe that's what's going on. Sure feels like it. Okay, let's see what that deagle can do. Oh, it can do a lot. Parks a bullet in his face. And FBZ gets another kill. Is that 5 to just Eagles? You're kidding me. Is that what just happened? Did we just witness that? Trade it. Ooh! Quicker than lightning. I couldn't think of a better thing than that. That was like the least original. Quicker than fast as lightning. Like a race car. I still can't think of anything even like more creative than that. I was thinking about this one Muhammad Ali quote. So good. How can a man be so good at fighting and so witty as well? Like, that's just unfair, right? I thought people fought because they didn't know how to be funny. Like, that was the whole reason. It's really annoying when there's like fighters who are hilarious. What gives you the right to also be funny? How are the rest of us supposed to survive? But the Muhammad Ali quote is, I'm so fast, I turn the light switch off, and I'm under the sheets before the room goes dark. Damn! Bars. Covering the cross into the sight. All right. Refrag onto the firebox. Of course, got a little bit nervous there. And there's a kill coming up. Look, he's going to get this one. No chance he misses this. No shot that Honda whiffs this op shot. He needs to peek. And, oh my God, he's still here. Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty. Really, just a disciplined op duel between the two. And it goes the way of Santos, but ultimately Daytona win the round. A nice try. Oh shoot, I missed a kill. It wouldn't be a Coach Loud demo review if I didn't fast forward through a kill. Okay, this is how my keyboard looks. I just have my finger on this at all times. As my fast forward key, gold boxer keycap. Are you guys trying to get a room tour? Relax. Okay. The last of 2 rounds. I hope the audio is good. I don't have a compressor. I'm using my other mixer because I couldn't plug my headset into the Go XLR Mini because it doesn't accept 1/4-inch jacks for the headphones. Only 3.5 millimeters or whatever it's called. Oof, that's nothing. So I have a mixer that doesn't have a compressor, unfortunately. And my direct monitoring and stuff, it doesn't feel as comfortable. I was going hard with the new setup when I was back in Toronto. But that's how it always is. Toronto setup's always sick, and then I leave, and then I have to make some concessions. All right, so the final round with Honda. They need him. He's got to go crazy to pull this one back. Okay, it's so unlikely. Oh, what? Holy hell. Wait, whoa. Okay, minute up. CT spawn. It's not a great position. He doesn't have nades. There's players who don't want to peek him. He just hits him. He did a crazy shot just now. He's hit a few. They don't want to throw. They say guys don't throw. So now Honda, look at the confidence on this. He's trying to flick between 2 angles. Damn, you love to see it. They are playing with rounds, so it's not exactly the bravest move by him, especially in a 1-on-4 to start things off. But what a way to start off if he did do that. Now, he knows they're not going to peek him at this point, and now it's just about finding where their post-plant positions are. What can you reach? CT's the easiest. You go into connector, you're still open to jungle. It's just the best option. See, the connector cross is covered. He dies. It's over. We end the match. A great game. I thought that was awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the Daytona Demon is going to do on Furia. Honda. Can he bring it? Can he bring it? G2 probably going to slap him up tomorrow. But now I'm excited to see in what fashion. You know? That's why we do this. And also made a video on Evil Geniuses. I was planning to follow that up with 5 reasons why Astralis are going to beat EG. Didn't get around to that video. So now I've just got to die on that hill. And Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd pick them in the predictions, honestly. I don't know if I could in good faith. I think I actually do stand behind the reasons, but it only brings my confidence up to like 40% of the match, which I think is still pretty high, to be fair. But yeah, this is, yeah, of course. The past doesn't dictate the future, especially with the very like intangible things like, how rusty someone will be after a break, things that we can't quantify or really know too much about. So it'll be on Astralis to show us if it is going to be another year where they get upset at the beginning of the year. Please don't bet on this game based on these predictions. Please. Only because I don't want to have to hear about it when you win so much money you don't know what to do with it. I'm kidding. Just please don't do it. All right, well, 35 minutes in. I think this is a smash hit. I love this one. I'll see you guys back here for another video tomorrow. Let me know how your week's been. Sorry for not uploading.